Hello and welcome to another Saturday morning simultaneous exhibition. My name is Phil Makepeace. I'm playing against some of my club mates and other hangers-on from Muswell Hill Chess Club. We haven't had biggest response to this one. I think people maybe are getting sick of online stuff, but that's okay. 6 players is a decent number to go for, and many of these players are very decent indeed. Do not believe their ratings. Okay, just check that no one's having problems, and then we will start. Okay, so I'm going to try to play as many different openings as possible, and then we'll, as we go along, I'm going to have to do this every time. This is going to be very annoying. How can I get it? I need to get it so that I can see the board to play it as I go. Otherwise, I'm just going to be doing this every time. I'll try to work out a way to make that happen. Let's have another e4. And I'll play d4 against David. Okay. How can I do this? Can I make this page slightly smaller? Maybe. Alright, that seems like, I think we're just about okay on the... Yeah. Okay, right, technical things out of the way. Let's play some chess. So, the e5 lines are definitely the most dangerous, I think, against the English. I'm never too comfortable against them. So maybe we'll play something a bit cowardly against this. My main aim today is to... Well, I'm not so fussed about getting like 6 out of 6. That's that seems unlikely. But what I would like to do is not make any mouse slips, get castled in all the games, and to have some fun. Please do get involved in the chat. Do bear in mind that I'm on a 5-minute delay, but I will endeavour to answer all your questions about various things. Yesterday we released episode 20 of the podcast, and it appears to have gone down very well. We've had an enormous number of tweets and things about things we discussed on the podcast. Please do have a listen. Okay, so we'll continue with our Catalan, I think. So I've given myself white in all these games. That is the normal thing to do, I think. I have played a few blacks in the in previous podcasts. All I'm going to do here really is do my best to have some fun while we're doing this. Bishop b4. So what am I in? This is like a Queen's Indian. Okay, so Queen's Indians, you should give up on the e4 square. Maybe I'll play e3. Okay. So we've only got 6 games to play. I can take my time. I've had some problems with simuls recently where I have been running out of time horribly towards the end. Today we are being soundtracked by the pleasing melodic tunes of Moonlit Sailor. So in case you enjoy them. Okay, I mean, nothing's happening here. What should we do? I could either play c4, or I could play bishop g5, or I could be a bit less ambitious. Okay, so these 4 knight Scotch lines are something I've recently been trying as a solid alternative to some of the mainline Scotches, and they're quite fun. I think I've had no particular issues with them. And I've been enjoying the bishop c4 lines against mainline Caro-Cant as well. Takes for the knight. Might give me e4 in one go, might it? I think that's what we'll do. Okay, e6 immediately. I've been experimenting with bishop f4, so we're going to try that, see if I can actually remember some of the theory. I think the idea is to take here and then just castle. May well be wrong though. Okay, so as I said, the queen's Indian. You kind of just, the whole point is that you, as white, you give up on the e4 square because black can just take it. But what you do next is not as clear. Because the knight's going to land on e4. We know this. We know this to be true. So I think we get on with developing and trying to make things happen on the dark squares instead. So what do we have here? We have a sort of weird Nimzo Indian where the e-pawns are off. Which must be good for me, I guess. Probably, so that I can just play bishop d3 straight away. I mean, I hope so. Who knows? Knight's got out of the way. Black's doing. I mean, I've got a nice centre, but black is otherwise doing absolutely fine. I think black has to play knight d5 in that spot. That's the entire point here. I think black had to play knight d5 to kick my bishop off f4, because now I get c4 and everything starts to look very juicy in the centre. Yeah, let's get this bishop on the dark squares. Let's get that going. Yeah, because the luxury I've got in this line is that I can castle kingside and not have any particular worries of, well, black's already castled. I mean, it's a line, it's like an idiom, but in the Caro-Kann you shouldn't castle as black before your opponent, before white. White should be the one to castle first. However, I have played c4, so if I castle queenside here, my king isn't going to be thrilled with life. But I do instead have h4, I think. I'm just going to keep that king in the centre as long as I can let it. I suppose. Just get our pieces out. Nothing's particularly happened anywhere yet. Is there any kind of sacrifice stuff already? There shouldn't be, but I've kind of done everything I want to in the opening. A bishop on g6, I don't really want to kick it to h7 by itself. I'd rather make it go there in some other way or attack it. No, let's kick it there, and then we'll castle, and then we can think about an actual plan, because we haven't got one there yet, probably. E5, good move, right. Let's actually get some... yeah, black needs to do something in the centre there, otherwise they're just going to get steamrolled. I think I was just going to play either d5 or e5 myself. I can still play d5 here and get a passed pawn, but I'm not so convinced that it's going to survive. Alright, let's try and go into an ending. Part of playing simuls is that I need to play a bit practically. Yeah, the idea here is that I castle and then there's no ways to kick that bishop, and therefore the knight on g3, these pieces are all fairly safe. Queen a5, not have to worry about. Castles, queen a5. Knight e5. D8. So maybe I should play queen... maybe I should play queen d2 first then. But I'm still going to have problems down the d file. Okay, let's just get a king safe and then worry about other stuff later on. So I need to get castled on that board. I think it's the only one I haven't yet. c6. I think c5 is more normal. The pawn on d5 doesn't necessarily need defending, from memory. Might be wrong. Okay, so the paradox here is that if I take on f6, it weakens h7, but I think black can just, after queen h5, black can just play g6, and that may not work so well. It's a bit dark in here, isn't it? I'm going to give myself some more light. Alternatively, start manoeuvring my knight over to the king side. But then bishop g4 is just a bit annoying. So let's try, yeah, okay. One of the things in this position, and a lot of positions you get with e4 openings, is that the black light squared bishop isn't the best piece. And if you can make yours better than it, then you tend to be doing okay as white. So with that in mind, I think this is the correct move, just to stop that bishop doing stuff forever. a5. Probably playing on the wrong side of the board, but moving flank pawns is something that we've seen with Alpha Zero. It's something that's apparently quite good. So maybe this all works. My bishop on b3 is doing less than nothing. So let's do our normal kind of swap. Yeah, so this knight is always going to supplant itself on e4. This is something we knew, but we've got a couple of pieces that can still look at it. Everything is fine. The other benefit of h3, of course, is that I can play the bishop back to h2 if I want to. These are all good games so far. Nothing's really controversial. So bishop g4. Do I have a tactic here? Do I have a tic-tac? Maybe I don't have a tic-tac. I was going to play queen, bishop takes f7. King takes and then queen b3 check, but knight d5, because the knight on c3 is still pinned, works quite well, doesn't it? Maybe I can just do it the other way around. Then bishop takes e2, queen takes b4. Well, I don't think I'm worse, anyway. Let's go for it. Ooh, David's giving me a pawn, but he's getting some play. This is nice. Okay, going for it. Yeah, because f4, I'm not sure is necessarily the way I want to go here. That opens up a lot of lines. Queen c5 might just be quite strong. Knight on d7 isn't going to be going anywhere soon, but this is very interesting. I'm just going to get castled. I'm not going to risk anything there. That's 6 good openings. That's good. I've had some of these recently where there's been like a couple of mouse slips and it just doesn't really work. Knight b7. I'm not sure where that knight's going. Is that knight going anywhere particular? Or is he? I suppose you're looking to play c5 next, and then d5 will be. Yeah. Okay. But I think I've got a decent amount of space here. Let's defend that. I'm just going to try and develop as much with tempo as I can. So yeah, Frankie here is trying to play knight f6 next, which seems perfectly good. But I can just, I don't think either side has done anything particularly special, or anything particularly risky or wrong. Black's entire play in the Caro-Kann should be to try to get c5 in. However, there are 5 pieces looking at d5. So if c5 happens and I play d5, that pawn's going to drop, but can I get anything in return? Maybe not. Maybe my queen needs to hide, because otherwise that rook is going to be looking at it. So I think the queen does everything it's doing here on e2 as well, so we'll play that. Simon's probably the strongest. My opponent here, Mr. Sunto Fire, is probably I think he's the strongest player in this simul. He's got a blitz rating of, what is it, something like 2350? 2314, there we go. He's a very good player indeed, about 2150, 2200 FIDE. Normally I wouldn't play people that strong, but we were struggling for numbers. But Simon is very welcome, of course. I will take this. I'm going to try and play very bishopy. f5 before knight f6 makes a decent amount of sense, I suppose. Yes. And then g5 is coming. Knight d2, queen h4 is strong. Knight d2, queen h4, castles. I need a chance to play f3 there, I suppose. Thank you to cflat123 for gifting some subs. Very kind. This is the kind of position I need the time for, but I'm not gonna go too nuts here. G5 is just very awkward. I shouldn't be taking this long. I really shouldn't be. Alright, I'm just going to do it. I'm gonna. I mean, the idea is if knight takes, queen takes, bishop takes g2, then I've got the g file. It might just be a bad pawn, but never mind. Right. Should we play some more games? Okay. Now I've navel gazed enough over that one. Queen e8. Black's pieces are just very tied down, aren't they? But whether I can do something about it is unclear. Let's put my piece on sensible squares and then see what happens. Oh my goodness, this is a mess. Castles. Queen takes. Bishop takes f7. It's a mess. Castle. I don't know. I'm not sure whether that was going to be any good there or not. Okay. c5 played, finally. Right, now I might need to do some calculation again. d5. Pawn takes, knight f5. I just can't be worse. Let's give it up. Knight c4. Wow, this is all focusing on my e5 pawn. This is very direct from our friend there, Mr. David. Right. My plan here was to, I think, play c4 from memory. Or maybe not. Yes it was. I don't think they can take it. Right, let's go with the plan. Try to illustrate that my pieces are better, and I'm just going to play some fairly quick moves on boards where I don't need to explain it, where I've explained it already. Castles. So all of these tactics, all the tic-tacs have gone, but that's okay. It looks a bit scary. Okay, knight f6 instead of queen h4. That's probably good for me. Probably good for me. I suppose I should cast or play f3 immediately. Yeah, probably. Bishop. Yeah, this is my idea. So bishop d8, and then queen takes queen, and there's a couple of pieces they can take back with. If knight takes, then pawn takes pawn, so I get my pawn back and I've got a pass pawn. If rook takes, then knight d6 wins an exchange. So yeah, okay, it's taken that way, so I can play this and I've got my pawn back. Right, I think those tic-tacs worked. That wasn't too bad. Throw my knight into these squares, and then I'm going to get my pieces out on this board. So knight back to f6 is forking my pawns on h7 and I say h5 and d5, but are we that worried about the pawn on h5? It looks plausible that I can just chuck this d pawn up the board. Or play this. King or queen? Probably. It's worth a thought. No, I should probably be castling in this position, I suspect. So we've got the bishop pair, we've got plenty of pawn breaks on offer if we want them. Not sure that bishop's amazing on e6, but I can't see any reason why. Well, I can't see any particular like refutation or anything. So let's just keep going on these dark squares. Let's take that one. Yeah, fair enough. That queen is quite good on a5. Okay. Yeah, this is everyone's playing well, which is lovely. It's good to have a decent challenge. I may regret saying that when I'm running out of time later, but that's okay. suppose I should try to get some activity. And also stops the bishop moving for now as well. Does d5 work? No. All these pins, all these bishops help. I don't know. This doesn't look so fun. Unless maybe I have knight d5. Alright, let's... When you've got pinned pieces, we should try to put pressure on them. So let's do that. Knight e4. Am I a pawn up? I'm a pawn up. So swaps are okay. But taking on b6 allows bishop takes b6, which looks at f2, which doesn't fill me with joy. So we might have to do a bit of grovelling. But we've got a pawn there, that's not bad. I think black playing e5 here might help me because it can't play e5 because the pawn on f5 is loose, so forget that. Alright. At some point in there I need to make some pawn moves to open up some lines for my two bishops, but there's no hurry. Do I want to play knight c3 or knight d2? Probably knight c3. My knight on e5 is now loose, but I can't see any. Oh, I'm afraid I'm gonna take this piece on c4. I think. Yeah, looks like a tasty free piece to me. My plan here was to take the bishop. I know it's a bit ugly, but it means that I'm not going to give that pawn back. This is just a complete mess. Trying to find a principled way to play this position is not so easy. I think taking on f6 is probably... Okay, I could have come back to that move, that board. I'll go back to that board soon. I need to prepare e4. e4 needs to happen here, otherwise I'm not going to get anywhere. So which way do I prepare it? Do I just plonk my queen back on c2? Yeah, seems sensible. This is all fairly dull, but fairly dull is okay. I know playing someone so strong can handle it. Get control of the d5. Right, this is the most. This game has gone on 26 moves so far already, and my opponent has used. It's 3 minutes more than they started with, so they're barely playing, taking any time. Maybe they don't need to. Maybe they've got it all worked out and it's me who's in trouble. There's every chance that is the possibility. Don't love my knight on f5 anymore. Maybe I just need to keep everything defended. Right, so we've won a piece. Let's try to go for the kill. How can we do that? Bishop e6 is coming, and there's not much I can do about it, so I will chuck pieces onto open files. Right, they have played e5. Interesting. I feel like that's just going to help my bishop pair. Is it not? Maybe not. It's going to open up my dark square bishop, which is the extra bishop, as it were. Doubled c-pawns aren't terrific for my dark square bishop, though, are they? E4 takes on d4, takes on f5. E4 takes on e4, takes on d4. I can't play because the knight is... The pawn is then pinned to the... Well, the knight's just... What is it? E4, pawn takes, pawn takes, pawn takes d4. Yeah, it doesn't quite work, does it? And e4 is coming, so maybe I need to take on e5 here. Alright, we'll trust the theory. And then what do I take back with here? The knight? Yeah, okay. Right. Moving swiftly on. Yeah, this is all slightly uncomfortable, isn't it? My pieces don't quite make sense. B3 gets made with knight c3, which is very awkward. So maybe I please play a3, b4. Or bishop d2 isn't completely ridiculous, is it? It may all actually be the best move. Yes, I think we'll play this way. Yeah, we said bishop e6 was coming, but we can happily drop that guy back. Right, okay, so I've opened up the king, and I can do a... Well, what's material? I don't really want to play queen g3. Or do I? Is there enough? Have I got enough threats? Ugh. Well, this knight takes b4, just prosaic and good. Knight takes. Let's be prosaic and try to be good. Okay, that's all gone alright. Now, do I play c5 or do I play e4? c5 allows knight d5, which I do not love the look of. e4 takes. Yeah, I've just got to play e4. That pawn on e3 is just going to be garbage otherwise. I don't think I had a choice there. Not really. We're a piece up here, so we can fairly happily swap, I think. My king is safe. Yeah, let's just swap. Okay, so my advantage here is that that bishop can never look at the d5 pawn, and I've got both minor pieces that can, which is always nice. But how do I get my f3 knight back in the game? Unclear. Maybe we don't need to. Maybe we can just play b3 and knight c4. And that knight on f3 is actually doing a good, nice job of stopping the bishop coming into a lot of squares. Yep. Okay. And then what? Which one is he taking back with? Takes with the queen, then queen g3 check might be a bit awkward. Knight then bishop f3, and I can't be doing too, or rook d1, I can't be doing too badly. Danger I've got here is if pawn takes, then c5 might just completely jigger my light square bishop forever. So maybe I need to take, but then it's opposite colour bishops. c5 might just completely jigger both bishops. I've misplayed this. I've misplayed this completely. e4 was rubbish. Okay, I'm going to bank on being able to bring that bishop back via c1. Otherwise, I don't think anything works. Yeah, I like this plan. I think knight c4 just... because the idea is that rook can't take the pawn because it's defended on d2, so I could just be able to take the knight then. Yeah, this makes sense. Where's this knight heading? I might be better here, but it's, I mean, not by much. It's not an enormous amount happening, but I do have the d6 square potentially at my disposal in a bit. I must be okay here. I can drop my queen back to b1 if it gets a bit hairy and scary out there. I mean, my advantage here is that black can't take the d file immediately, so I guess we can got time to bring this bishop back round to g5. King h8 and then what? d1 or queen f. Yeah, rook d1 after king h8, I think. Still a piece up. I want swaps. I want to finish this game. Don't need to be playing it out and getting myself under time pressure. So stop g5, which might not be very good, but it looks a bit weird. It's a bit awkward. b6. Is it worth just playing a4 to fix that guy immediately, or should I start trying to get my knight onto e4? Yes, I think I should probably start trying to get my knight onto e4. Rook b4, wow. Well, that's one way to get your rooks into the game, I suppose. Hadn't considered that. I really don't want to swap bishops. I just don't think it's any good. So maybe I should transfer this bishop to the long diagonal. Yeah. Queen c6. What's the idea there? Is it just putting the queen on a slightly better square? Oh, it's defending d6, I suppose. I I've still got some ideas of playing e4 here, I guess. Is it possible? Or do I want to just get rid of that bishop on c5 if I can? Knight a4, bishop e7. And my queen is, the knight's pinned to the queen, and my knight's just very silly on a4. So maybe not. e4 just does take a lot of squares, doesn't it? Yes, it does. This is the kind of move that Karpov would play. Let's say that. I continue to swap as much as I want. Bishop e7. Well, now I might even have knight coming into b5. This doesn't look very pleasant for black. So the rook's dropped back to defend the pawn on a7. Can kick it again with bishop a6. Not sure if that helps. Probably not. I mean, our initial plan here was to play bishop c3, wasn't it? So let's not disappoint our loyal audience who are hanging off my every word or something. I need to make something happen. There's not a lot's going on. Takes. This bishop on e4, d3 is just complete trash. It's all my own fault. I suppose I could try and gain a tempo to play bishop e2. I did wonder about b5 here. Maybe this is just very good. Okay, might just about be surviving this. Expect it all fall apart horribly very soon. I mean, I've got a complete bind here, it's just whether I can actually use that extra pawn. Very unclear. I think I've probably misplayed this one as well. But IQPs should be destroyed. Not sure I can do it quite yet. Okay, bishop's on a nice square there. That can't be terrible. Okay, well I can just hoover off everything here and then play bishop e2. And then at least try and make something happen on the d file maybe. Play bishop f3 and claim the d file, and maybe there's some stuff. Because while my bishop is complete garbage, his isn't terrific. So, and then what, bishop e2 to f3. Yeah. Okay, so David has avoided the queen exchange, which is a very reasonable plan. Well, I can continue to swap pieces with wild abandon. Right, king g8. When did that king go to f8? Completely forgotten. Played it after b3. Anyway, king to g8. So if I can just get in. I mean, is d6 any good? Or is it completely irrelevant? I need to then get, if I play d6, then I need to get my knight to b8 or a5, and that looks not so easy if I play b6, so I can't do that, I don't think. Putting my king on a light square, however, feels like a plan, so let's do that. Oh, very nice. Very nice, Simon. Yes, I'm now losing a piece. Very nice indeed. If the knight moves, then bishop takes f2, wins the queen. Yeah, this is an issue, isn't it? Whoops. e4 was just garbage. Is there anything I can do in a cheap way? Any kind of cheapos here? I don't think there's any cheapness at all. Wow. E5. It's worth a go. Why not? Alright, so we could try and win sending a piece up. Put my king on a light square as advertised. Is there any point in what's the ending like? Probably worse. I need to keep these pieces on. I completely misplayed this. I was doing fairly well, I think. And then E4 was just completely unnecessary. Dear. Well, at least there's no entry points on the D file if I take this. So let's go for this, and then bishop G4, and I think probably Queen D6 is, if not forced, then definitely the way he wants to be playing. I'll just keep munching these. Where do I want my knight now? That bishop is obviously not going to be doing a whole lot, apart from guarding that diagonal, so I can't play D6. But we can get our king in. Alright, so Joel has left the G7 square available for some stuff, but whether there is actually anything I can do. My two bishops look good, don't they? But I'm not sure there's an enormous amount I can do with them. But I need to stop knight E5, so we'll do that. Now, my theory here is that I can... Maybe there's no theory. Maybe it's just all wrong. Queen takes. I'm just going to try it. I mean, I'm sure I'm completely lost there. I'll resign if that stuff doesn't work. Again, just swaps. Why not? Knight D8. So that's coming into E6, is it? Well, I'm not sure it's going to, Joe. Unfortunately for you. I need to be a bit careful here not to let that king get too good. Let's redeploy this knight because it's actually not doing anything anymore. Everything else is safe. Oh, you're going to let me into D5? Well, I will happily take the invitation to plonk my bishop on the D5 square. Right, now I'm better. Definitely better there now. I might play on for a bit now. I've exposed his king, but there shouldn't be any particular danger to black there. This was quite some thought though. Do I take the bishop? No, that can't be right. If I play A5, does that just get rid of my weakness? But then A5, pawn takes, Queen Queen A2, or Queen. No, I can't play that, so I've got to give it up. I don't want to let a pawn onto the A file on A4. Unless I can play takes and then a move. Something like Queen D3, Queen takes A4, Queen D5. Or maybe it does make the most sense to just play a5 here. Takes. Queen a2. a4. Queen a3. Queen d6. And... okay. There's some bits, aren't there? There's some bits. Where do I want my queen? This is annoying. If I take on c6, it's probably just a draw. I'm not sure how black makes progress. And I'm not sure how I do. Unless I've got king to e3 and then... let's play it. I'm not thrilled, but I can't see a way for black to target that c4 pawn without letting me play queen d3. Do I want to play king f2? And then... alright, we'll just keep going. Don't know. Yeah, this is all over, but I'll just... I am a gentleman. I will play on for a bit. It's not going to last. Oh, knight f3. Okay, forget it. All right, that's if he plays knight f3, I resign. We can focus on the other 5 games where I might have a chance in most of them, I guess. f6, knight e4, knight a4. I think my plan was knight a4. Tries to embarrass that bishop a bit. Yeah. Queen d6. Why? Why? Maybe I can't make progress. I'll just carry on there. Not sure what's going to happen. Okay, how are your rook and pawn endings, Max? Takes and then what? Do I cut off the king first, or do I probably cut off the king, don't I? So takes and then rook e3. Looks strong. Yeah, that must be the right way to play it. Because the rook can't do anything now because the pawn will just promote because the king can't get back over there. Queen g5. He's going to get knight e5 then, isn't he? That's a bit awkward. Unless I now have bishop a5. Bishop a6 and then... no, but I'm no longer looking at the a7 pawn, so it doesn't matter. I knew today would be tough, but this is... yeah, this has been really tough. Yeah, fair enough, David. He's still trying to worry me. He's played well. He didn't play knight f3 check, which is probably all it's going to do is just prolong the agony. And I'm not sure actually my queen has a good square here, and I'm not sure I can do anything about it. I will resign. Well played, Simon, and we will tot it up there. Right, okay, so 5 more games. Let's try not to lose the lot. That would be bad. Here, who wins the king and pawn ending? Completely unclear. Do I want to allow this? I don't know who wins the king and pawn ending. That's the most important thing here. Queen d3, queen f4 check, king... Well, it doesn't really matter, does it? There's either a... If he plays... Yeah, it doesn't make any difference at all. Okay, so I need to look at other things. Queen d2 takes, queen f4 check takes. Yeah, this is really hard. g3. Nah, it can't work. Maybe this is just a draw. Unless they play king g3 with queen f4 be mate, so let's not do that. King g1, queen f4, queen d3, queen, and then we've got another perpetual. I'm not thrilled with this. Queen d1. That's the other way of playing. Queen f4 check. King h1. Queen takes e4, queen d7 check, and then I pick up a7, but he picks up c4, so forget that. The question here is if I can get away with queen d2. Takes. So there's a pawn on f4, so queen d2, queen f4 check, takes. Is this playable? King g1, king f6, king f2, king e5, king f3, and I've got fewer pawn moves, so I'm just going to get outdone there, outthought. So I need to play queen d3, and if he wants a perpetual, he can have it. This just doesn't look very pleasant for black at all. Not sure there's much they can do. a5. Okay, I will continue to take some squares. I probably need to play h3 at some point, or g3 to sort out my king. Do I have anything sneaky here, like h4? Or should I just lob the knight into c5, like every schoolboy knows they should do? Let's play like every schoolboy, let's be a cliche. Oh, this can't be good. Do I have anything to worry about, or do I just want to... Which pawn do I want to grab first? Or can I play g4 here? Let's say g4 and let's kick that king away from the e-file so I can then move the rook over. Maybe this isn't a perpetual. g3, queen f2 check, king h1, queen e1 check, king g2. Interesting, I didn't see that in the first instance. Okay, Joe's going for a none too classical, some kind of storm on the queen side. Yeah, fine. Rook g8 check. King h4, and then this kicks the king miles away, and then presumably, well, rook g6 threatens mate, which looks quite good, doesn't it? Rook g6 followed by h5, rook h6, or is it just completely unnecessary to play this? Rook g6, h5. Rook h6, king g5, rook takes, king g6, and I've let the king back in. I don't think there's any need to do that. King is now tucked away, miles away. So I think we can happily go after this pawn instead. And then what do we want to do here? We want to start winning some pawns because I haven't really done anything in this ending yet. I haven't been. But yeah, okay. Let's just need to be careful not to leave myself with not enough pawns. I mean, the quality of my knight bishop over that knight is scary. Oh, I see. Maybe there's nothing I can do anyway. Maybe have I just Zugzwanged myself? That's very plausible. I may have just Zugzwanged myself. Maybe black can't do anything either. H4, A5. Maybe I just don't have any moves. Ah, no, G4. G4 makes more sense because then... Or does it? This is horrible. This is what happens when you don't sort out doubled pawns. They just come back to bite you. H4. A5. Or A6. It doesn't really matter which. Or G4, and then I might have Queen B1 in tow. This is horrible. Oh dear. I should have just played King G1, and then there would have been a draw. H4 looks more sensible to me. I can't work it out. I think it just looks geometrically sounder. Yeah, let's keep that king out. I can try and go after these loose pawns on the queen side. Joel is starting to run out of time. Not for the first time in his life. That knight's such a good piece, but bishop d6 will just kick it. I don't particularly fancy an opposite colour bishop's position. I'll have to let that... Maybe I do have h4 here now that the queen can't. Don't know. Let's play some sensible moves. Just try and make something happen. This doesn't look very pleasant. For if I play rook c8. Maybe not. I'll play this first. Don't know. And I've still got time to drag the rook back over to the e file, I think. Oh, this is absolutely filthy. What a horrible position to have got myself into. Maybe my queen can go somewhere else now though. Maybe there's a better square for it. Let's just put a check in and see what happens. We've got this fork now. That's going to work later on. Someone has resigned, I'm not sure who. Maybe Max. But we'll top that up there. Let's see what's left. Okay. Bishop c8. dominating the knight, but my knight dominates the bishop as well. It works that way. And suddenly I'm not loving my position, actually. This could go the same way as the one with the... That's a good move. Okay, the knight is nice, but it's not actually doing anything. So I've probably got to just be very careful here not to let any nonsense happen. So I'm going to play bishop f3 and redeploy my knight to d3. Can I put my queen anywhere better? Can it go to g4, for example? I mean, I've definitely got perpetual then, I think. I'm not sure this was necessary. I think in this position, just a5. And then what do I do? Sorry, in this position, just a5. What do I do then? What do I play? I think black was probably winning. Anyway, can we play queen g4? And he's got a perpetual if he wants it, but that's fine, because I'm not doing very well. Okay. Oh, the F plan here was f6, was it? Alright. What's going on? I'm just pawn up. Not much else. I think that's going to be a draw. Oh my goodness. Joey's just played the worst move on the board. I'm going to give you guys 10 seconds to see if you can see it. Black has resigned. Yeah, I've got rook takes h7 mate. That's extraordinary. Oh dear. That is a WMOTB. A worst move on the board candidate. Just blocking the rook's defence of the pawn there. Alright, we're 2-1. We've got 3 more to go. Yeah, so I'll chuck this knight back to d3 now. This is for the draw, yes. Okay, right. 2 more. And one of them I'm doing well in, one of them is completely unclear. This simul is going very quickly. It is moving apace. This one, I should be able to promote one of those pawns fairly soon, I hope. Joel has 1 minute and 23 left. How long do I have on this one? 23. Joel Doe's got 6 minutes. Okay, let's focus on this board for a little bit. What do I actually want to do? The 2 bishops are very good now, but he's still got these weak pawns on c6 and a7 for me to have a look at. I want pieces off the board, therefore, I guess, because it's going to be harder for them to defend those pawns without many pieces to do so. My pieces suddenly just don't make any sense, do they? Terrible. Oh, look at the positions that I've just had before, and I've just voluntarily moved them into such garbage squares. I'm going to have to take this, and then I don't know. I've got enough pawns on the king's side in case anything goes wrong. Right. Maybe black's... Maybe it's one of those positions where objectively I'm sure I am fine, and I've got some, as I said, I've got some long-term targets, but having... it just looks not very fun. Where do I want my knight? Where do I want it? Alright, maybe I just need a completely different plan here. Maybe rook b1 and then b4, b5. Or b4, b5 anyway. Without rook b1. Because then the rook is well placed to look at the d5 pawn that might start to unravel. Yeah. Okay. Oh, this is... We're close. We're close to getting a pawn home. Two games left. We've been going an hour and 10 minutes. This went quickly. Mainly because I only played 6 players, but also... yeah, the game I wanted to take the longest over, the one against Simon, the strongest player in the event, who's certainly not a worse player than me. That game didn't last very long at all, which was a shame. Joel is quickly running out of time, which is always a pleasure. Hope you guys have enjoyed Moonlit Sailor being on the decks here. If bishop takes, then bishop takes. I'm 2 pieces up, and yeah, okay. Joel must have played some moves by now. Yeah, he has. He's stopped it, but he also hasn't stopped it, has he? Maybe I can play b5 anyway. Or do I play rook b1 now? Maybe this is the point. And then we can have an opposite colour bishop's position, but certainly I don't think I'd be worse there, would I? b5, pawn takes. And my idea was like knight a square. But there aren't many squares, and like knight is actually doing quite a good job of stopping that queen coming to e5, which is awkward. Because if the knight moves, then yeah, this stuff starts to become a thing. I've got g3. I'm not getting mated. It's just a bit. It just puts the queen on a good square with tempo. It's not really what I want to do. b5. Pawn takes. Knight c1 or knight b2. Knight b2. No, queen e5 then wins a piece. So forget that. Knight c1. There's no good square for the knight. The idea of knight c1 is that it unmasks, it unleashes the bishop, and then suddenly I'm making that guy good again, and it also undefends the d5 pawn. Or it's just rook b1, bishop takes knight, bishop takes bishop, queen e5, g3. What about d4 instead? This must be okay at the very least. I really hope so. Alright. I think b5 might have been good there, but unclear. $40. What's going on here? We'll just... This knight is now controlling the c6 square. There's no way to stop the pawn going up there. So this one is going to be finished fairly soon. But David played well there. He, yeah, just it was a shame. We had what happened? He let me take his knight here, but he'd had a perfectly serviceable opening up until then. It was a shame. Right, should we put Joel under? I'm not taking any draws unless they're perpetuals. Absolutely no way. Certainly not while you've got 19 seconds left on your clock, Joel. And I think I'm just doing very well after b5, am I not? Queen takes c2 is a thing. Okay, I've got to be careful, but I'm not taking a draw. Certainly not. b5. Queen takes c2, rook c1. Forget it. That wins a piece. So, yeah, b5. Right. Thank you for the game, David. Thank you for taking part. Right. So we've definitely got a plus score, which is nice. And I would like to make it 4.5 to 1.5. Queen takes d5 is my favourite move here. I think that the bishops are starting to look a bit silly. Yeah. Okay, so at the end of a simul, I started with way too much time, but I set the time so that I'd be playing against 8 players. So I'd give myself just less than 8 minutes per game, which is not much actually when I'm also commentating. Don't run out of time, Joel. Right, okay. Need to be careful here. Yeah, that was for 8 players, but had a luxury of playing 6 games fairly quickly. This is now completely unfair, but that's the way of the world, I suppose. Is there any way of doing something nice? These pieces are loose. King is a bit exposed. Is there a way of just making sure everything stays together? I don't love the look of queen takes c2, which is presumably something coming at some point. Queen d8 check, king h7. I don't know. This isn't so easy actually. Unless rook b3 works. The idea being that b4 gets met with queen d8 check and I win the rook. Bishop can't move anywhere else. I don't think. The question mark is over my back rank. So the idea is rook b3 with this attack. And I can't see a good defence. Maybe this wins a piece. Anyway, if you've enjoyed, now we win. Now we win the rook. Okay, I can just take this, can't I? Right. Thank you very much to my opponents there. That was fun. I hope you guys enjoyed it as well. So I knock my mic stand. Yeah, if you are watching this and you would like a simultaneous exhibition for your club, please do get in touch. Saturday mornings is always a good time, but even if you're not in this country and you wish to do a different time, I am available to do simultaneouses pretty much whenever you want. For your club, for your school, for yourself and your mates, whatever. We're going to be having a listeners simul soon for the Chess Pit podcast. So that will be soon. If you can, there is a Lead Chess team which you can join, and then you'll get to know about all of our streams, all of our different things. And yeah, but episode 20 of the podcast was out yesterday. Please do give us a listen. Start from the beginning if you want, but also episode 20 is perfectly good as a standalone thing. But thank you very much to my opponents. Thank you to you guys, and see you guys soon.